Hi there everybody, and welcome to a very special stock video. Today I'm not going to be analyzing a stock or even doing a crypto thing. I want to show you guys something that was recommended by, I believe, Vivek a couple days ago, saying that he wanted to know what I was buying recently that the market has been going down. And normally I don't like to do that. However, I did come to a realization that I would like to make a video as to what I would like to buy when the market collapses even further. So today I'm going to go over my top 5 companies that I will be buying very aggressively when this market actually collapses even further. So with that said, let's get started with this video. In the world of investing, boring is good, and it does not get more boring than this trash company, and I really do mean that literally, trash company Waste Management, because the fact that this company, his sole purpose is just to pick up trash and then recycle it and do all this stuff really does say a lot when it comes to the moat of such company. Current dividend yield of 1.61, amount of 58 cents a share, annual payout of $2.30 with 18 years of growth. By far, one of the best dividends on this list. And not only that, they are 100% able to afford this dividend, seeing that their payout ratio is around 49%. And even though their net income is slightly decreasing, their free cash flow has actually been increasing in the past 5 years at a whopping 46%, with an average 5-year free cash flow of $2 billion. So right then and there, by far, Waste Management is one of those companies that I would 100% be buying non-stop if the market were to collapse even further. Coming in at number 4, we got none other than the Home Depot. Now, when it comes to this type of company, in my personal opinion, it does not get much better moat than the Home Depot. They have another duopoly with Lowe's, and it really is difficult to compete against this type of company, even for an Amazon to do so, mainly because of the fact that when it comes to home improvement stores, people will always need to go into them because they need to actually see the product that they're buying instead of just buying it online and not seeing how it will actually fit within their homes. So when it comes to their moat, I think that they have a solid base there. When it comes to their dividend, they have a really solid dividend. 1.88%, which comes out to be $1.65 per share for an annual payout of $6.60, which is really good, guys. The 5-year growth rate on this dividend is a whopping 19%, which is crazy to think about, and they have been able to sustain this dividend growth within the past 12 years. And even though in regards to the free cash flow, this dividend is a little bit high at 61.2%, they're still left with a whopping $4.4 billion left in the 5-year free cash flow, which is massive to think about. And on top of that, their fundamentals have been increasing in the past 5 years as well. Net income has grown 62%, free cash flow has grown 101%, with an average 5-year free cash flow of $11.3 billion, and their revenue has grown almost 40% within the past 5 years. All in all, the one negative metric that I see with the Home Depot is the fact that their payout ratio in regards to the free cash flow is a little bit high, but nonetheless, they still have a lot of free cash flow left in order to pay off this dividend. And the more homes that are sold, which, let's face it, the housing market today is crazy, the more homes that are sold, people are going to keep renovating their houses and keep making their houses better, meaning that a company like Home Depot will not go out in the long term. Coming in at number 3, we got the second biggest company on the planet by market cap, Microsoft Corporation. Is there anything that I need to say about this company? I mean, they are an absolute juggernaut when it comes to all software, and well, they pretty much have a duopoly when it comes to Apple. A nice dividend of around 0.84%, which ends up being 62 cents a share for an annual payout of $2.48. 5-year growth rate on this dividend is around 9.37%, which have been grown for a consecutive 17 years, which is absolutely massive. And as I said, guys, second biggest market cap on the planet at $2.2 trillion. Current share price of $295 has gone down from, I think, a high of around 320 to 330. So it has gone down a significant amount, yet even with all of that, we are still wanting this to fall even further. And seeing that we just saw their dividend being around $2.48 annually per share, this actually only ends up being around 45.76% in their payout ratio in regards to the free cash flow, with a massive amount of 5-year average free cash flow at $22 billion, which is just crazy to think about. So much money is this company is making. It'll be a steal to buy anything under $200. And not only is their dividend amazing, their fundamentals are also just as amazing. Net income up 140% within the past 5 years, cash flow up 79% within the past 5 years, with an average 5-year free cash flow around $41 billion, and their revenue is also up a whopping 74% within the past 5 years as well. All in all, when it comes to Microsoft, I have a love-hate relationship with this company because I originally bought it when I was 21 and this company was around $80. And because I didn't have a plan, I didn't have a strategy, I sold it. And unfortunately, now I'm kind of getting slapped in the face with it, seeing that it is at $300. But nonetheless, this is a company that if it falls below $200, I will 100% be buying at record pace. In number 2, we got none other than Procter Gamble, a company that, well, honestly, I was buying products from this company and not even knowing that they sold this product, i.e. Old Spice. Oh my god, when I figured out that Old Spice was actually made by Procter & Gamble, I lost it. Even Gain, I didn't even know that Gain was part of Procter & Gamble. So they have another duopoly when it comes to Procter & Gamble and Kimberly-Clark. However, I have analyzed both companies before, and I actually found that Procter & Gamble was significantly better than that of Kimberly-Clark. So just from that alone, I'm gonna put this one at number 2. And one of the main reasons why I like them so much is, of course, they do pay a pretty good dividend at 2.23%, which ends up being 87 cents a share for an annual payout of $3.48. Payout ratio, guys, is a little bit high in regards to their net income. However, they have grown this dividend 65 consecutive years, and within the past 5 years, they have increased it around 5.37%. Now, looking at their payout ratio in regards to their free cash flow, it is very, very high, guys, at almost 67%. However, looking at this again, they are still left with around $4.1 billion left in their 5-year free cash flow. And honestly, the fact that their PE is at 27 and it's at 156 tells me that this company does need to fall a lot. Even though their net income is pretty much flat within the past 5 years, their free cash flow has actually been increasing at a whopping 66%, with an average $12.5 billion within the past 5 years. And not only that, their revenue has been increasing around 17% within the past 5 years as well. All in all, when it comes to Procter & Gamble, I see this as a company that people will keep buying their products because honestly, people don't even know which products come from them. As I said, I didn't know Old Spice and Gain came from Procter & Gamble up until I actually started investing in Procter & Gamble and I did a little bit more research on them. So with that alone, even though prices I think are going to go up, they have announced that prices will go up in the future, I think that people are still going to keep buying cleaning supplies, shaving cream, deodorant, etc. for the years to come. And lastly, at the number 1 pick, we got my absolute favorite company, which I have been salivating at the mouth to buy every single time this thing has fallen down, and that is none other than AVGO Broadcom Incorporated. And oh boy, do I have issues with this company, because I found this company right after the big crash of 2020, and pretty much ever since then they have just completely skyrocketed from the low of $187 to a whopping $573, which actually the 52-week high is $677, which is just crazy to think about. They make semiconductors, which is a really, really good sector to be in already as it is. And one of the things that really attracted me to them was, look at this dividend yield at 2.86%. Doesn't seem like much, right? However, amounts per share ends up being $4.10 with an annual payout of a whopping $16.40. One of the biggest annual payouts in dividends I have seen ever. I think the only other one that I've seen higher than this one is BlackRock, which they pay like a $20 dividends per year, which is just crazy to think about. Their 5-year growth rate on this dividend is a massive 42.68%, which I don't think is necessarily sustainable. However, even though they might lower this 5-year growth rate, they are still going to be above even 10% after they do so. Not only that, but they have been able to grow this dividend for 10 consecutive years, which is crazy to think about. And the one negative metric that I honestly see from them that really does worry me is that their payout ratio in regards to the free cash flow is around 71%, which is really high, guys. To me, I would like to buy anything under 60. 71 is really cutting it. However, they still have around $2.81 billion left in their free cash flow, and not only that, if they keep buying shares back, they don't have to pay out this dividend as much, and they have increased their shares with the past 5 years are around 1%. However, it's not as bad as you think. They might be able to bring it back down. When it comes to their net income, we honestly see a huge spike right here on the 4 years ago. However, they have been increasing it within the past 5 years at almost 300%. Their free cash flow has increased a whopping 143% really consistently, with an average 5-year free cash flow of $9.6 billion. And the revenue has also increased very consistently within the past 5 years at 55.65%. All in all, this is the one company that I will be selling a kidney for if this thing falls under 500, because they are absolutely huge, their dividend is massive, and I would love to be an owner of this company even more, seeing that they're in the semiconductor space and the fact that they pay a huge massive dividend. So this by far is my #1 company that I would love to buy in. But that pretty much does it for this episode. Hopefully this gave an insight as to what I'll be looking forward to buy if this market actually crashes even further. But that pretty much does it. Like if you like, comment, subscribe. It really does help out with the algorithm on YouTube. You can follow me on my new tech sites at BitChute, Odyssey, and Rumble. In addition to my stock analysis videos and crypto videos, you will find exclusives as well. And in regards to YouTube and Rumble, well, I have a Let's Play channel where I'm currently playing through Pokemon Legends Arceus, so if you want to follow me there, also link in the description below. So with that said, peace out, and be on the lookout for the next stock analysis video.